Okay, so when I was young, I used to think that the only thing about being a student was try to pay attention in class. Hopefully, you had an entertaining teacher to help you with that. Um, take notes and do your homework. And then I learned, I became so much of a better teacher when I became a coach because you learn that so much of improving your performance as a team is to watch videotape. It is to look at the work you've been doing and figure out what you did not execute, what you did execute, what you nailed, what you need more work on, what you can do better. And the best way to do it was to take video. So one of the sports I coached for, God, about 3 decades was wrestling. And we would keep a videotape of every single wrestler on the team and every match that he had. And sometimes some things he would do in practice. And we would watch the tape together and say, oh, no, you see, you didn't hit this right here. Or, oh, man, look at how awesome you nailed that. And that was an integral tool in improving the performance of each of the kids on the wrestling team. So we actually were a really good team. We won the county 4 times, and my own team, I coached as a varsity assistant, and then I also coached middle school. And my middle school team, I don't remember exactly how many losing seasons that we had in 30 years or so. I guess maybe 3 or 4. And I do remember having 7 or 8 undefeated seasons. So we were a very successful program. And part of it was the commitment that we brought. And to be a better wrestler, we understood that we needed to not just practice, but then evaluate our practice. And if you take that same idea to the classroom, you don't just do the homework, you evaluate the homework. You don't just do the lesson, you see how you did on that lesson. And then when there's something wrong, it needs to be corrected. And there's several ways you can do that. You can come to me for help. You can talk to your classmates, which is often a really good way to do it, because sometimes, I do my best and I do know a lot of ways to try to explain things, but sometimes the way I explain it just doesn't align with the way certain students understand it. And if you do get frustrated sometimes and the way I'm trying is not getting it across, maybe another student will get it across to you really well. So anyway, these are the answers to your first homework. We'll go through the whole thing and let's just check and make sure that you're doing okay. So it says name 4 points, and the 4 points are A, B, C, and D. It says name 3 lines, and the lines would be from A to B, so line A, B, and make sure you have that line symbol on top. A point doesn't get a symbol on top. Line C, D, so I have the line symbol on top, and line M. If I name it with a little letter, a single little letter, I don't need to put a line symbol on top. Now, naming the plane, there's a couple ways we could do this. We could say plane, and that's what that symbol in front is, A, B, C, D, or a lot of times we just write like a little K or a P or some kind of letter in the corner there. That's another way to do it. So if you wrote plain A, B, C, D, if you wrote plain K, either one is good. If you write plain K, you better make sure there's a K in the drawing. Name a horizontal line. Horizontal is like the horizon, the setting sun, and so it goes across like where you'd see the ocean ending there, and that would be line M. For number 2, name a vertical line. Vertical line goes straight up and down. It could be AB or it could be P. They're both good answers. An oblique line cuts across at an angle. In lesson 3, we start talking about transversals. Transversals like an oblique line. That would be line CD. Notice the line symbols on top of both the AB and the CD. Name all 4 lines. Well, if I go with just the single letter lines, it would be N and P. And then there's line AB and line CD. If I want to name the plane, pick any 4 points. I could go A, B, C, D, or I could go plane K again, like we explained before. Horizontal line, line N. Use the correct symbols here. Name 4 points. A, C, G, and E. Name 3 lines. M, AC, notice the line symbol. EG, notice the line symbol. Name the plane. It could be plane ACEG, or it could be plane K. Name a horizontal line. EG with the line symbol on top. Vertical line is M. Classify each angle as acute. Now remember, acute means less than 90. If you are forgetting what a protractor looks like and a 90-degree angle, I suggest you go back and watch the video real quick just to remind you of that piece. There's a right angle in here. Now this looks to me like a right angle. I didn't use a protractor, but that looks like a right angle. This is acute, less than 90. Obtuse, greater than 90. Reflex is the one that goes around the outside, greater than 180. This looks like a right angle to me again. Acute, over here on the right. Going back to the left, that's a straight angle. Reflex goes around the outside, greater than 180. Obtuse, on the inside, greater than 90, less than 180. Obtuse again, same reasoning. Acute, right here, okay, less than 90 degrees or between 0 and 90. Reflex, greater than 180, goes around the outside. Acute, again, between 0 and 90. Obtuse. You know, if you wanted to argue with me that that was a right angle, I didn't use a protractor. Maybe you're right, but I think it's a little past 90, so I went with obtuse. And then the last one here is a reflex angle. Okay. Now, classify each triangle. So we're not classifying angles anymore. We're classifying a triangle by angles. So this first one would be scalene. And scalene means none of the sides are equal. Isosceles, two sides are equal. That's what these marks here mean, hash marks. So that's isosceles. Scalene, again, no sides equal. Over here, they say to only classify it by sides. So I don't need to go with any angle classifications. So this is just equilateral. All three sides are the same. It is also isosceles in the sense that there are two congruent sides, but we can be more specific than isosceles and go with equilateral. Number 5 is isosceles, two equal sides. That's the marks there. 6 is scalene. Now we want to classify by angles. And number 7 would be acute because all three of those angles are less than 90 degrees, I believe. I think the one up top is pretty close, but I think they're all less than 90. Number 8 is obtuse, definitely past 90. 9, right angle. That symbol definitely means right angle, perpendicular lines. 10, you see, boy, it really looks close to a 90-degree angle, but given that they used a symbol for 90 degrees over here on number 9, and they did not use that symbol in number 10, I believe, and also in number 7, I believe they're trying to say, hey, it's not a right angle. And it would be a little less than 90 there, so acute. Number 11 is a right angle, so it's a right triangle. And number 12, my best guess is that it's obtuse. It looks slightly past 90 to me. Same reasoning with if they wanted it to be 90 degrees, they would have put that symbol in there. So that, or those are the answers to the first homework. If you have any further questions, like I said, always evaluate your performance and see what it is that we can do to make it better.